All right, what's up, guys? I'm going to do something a little different today. I'm going to give you a little framework to take some trades. And just know, and this is going to work for both long and short, okay? It's going to work for long and short and reversals because it's going to tell you whether you're most likely to be in a reversal or not. So let's just go through this. Okay, so let's look at this first bar here, this 830 bar. Let me get my tool out here. 830 bar, okay, 1, 2. So bar 1 and 2. So the first question I'm asking is, what is the moving average context? Okay. Hold on. Okay, the first one I'm asking is, what is the moving average context? The moving average, this is a 30 period, this dotted line here, okay? The moving average, it's above the moving average, one of them, but the context looks like it's coming from either a bear channel or a trading range. So the context is not very good. So we're going to give them an X on that. Hold on, let me try this in a different way. Do an X, red X. Okay, 2 bars. Yes, we are considering these 2 bars. So we got that. Good closes. They did both have good closes here. This is still a good close, even though it's got a wick on the top. I'd still say it's a good close, but the problem I have is the overlap. So my next question is no small overlap. This is a lot of overlap here. Okay, you overlap almost 60% of this, 70% of this candle. So I'd say that's a lot of overlap, so you don't get that. So you've got 2 of 4, which makes this a no trade. Okay, so off the open, 2 bars, you can't take that trade. All right, you can if you know what you're getting yourself into, but I wouldn't take it. All right, so I don't take it. I miss this bar here. Okay, but then I get 2 bear bars in the same direction. And now I want to know if I can reverse. Should I reverse? Well, let's do the same thing on these 2 bear bars here. This one and this one. Okay. So what's the moving average? What's the context? Well, it's pretty much similar to this one here. But now, because we've had big up and now big down, we have confusion. Okay. So we're already kind of expecting a trading range. It's more trading range price action. And what we said earlier about this moving average, how it looks right here, probably came from a trading range or a bear trend. So I'm comfortable with that. So I'm going to say trading range, possible. Okay, do we have 2 bars? Yes, we do. And then, so I'm sorry, trading range possible, but does it meet the context? Well, the context in the moving average, it's just going to influence what you're trying to do. So if it's in a trading range and I want to buy low down here, I should be able to do that, okay? So I'm going to give it those points. I'm going to say it gets that. 2 bars, it gets that. Good closes, okay? Good closes. I don't like this close here. It's a little, it's kind of like this. So I guess if I said this was good, I guess this would be good too. But in a trading range, now that I know it's a trading range, I wouldn't call that a good close because I'm expecting you to want to come and break this. And you stop right before it and then stop at it. I mean, you're not coming down here. So I wouldn't give it the closes, but also look again, it's the overlap problem. Look at how much this bar overlaps this other one right here. Look at all that overlap. Only this little tiny part of the bar is not overlapped. That's no good for me. Okay, so let's say I gave it the good closes. There's no overlap. So that's an X for me. All right. So trading range possible, 2 bars, good closes, kind of good closes. I'm gonna say this is I think they're both good bars, but not great bars. I'm going to give this 3 out of 4. So I could take a long here. I could buy this long here because the context is really heavily supporting it, and that would be okay. And I probably would after I saw this big up, big down. I probably would think of buying at this instant here in the trading range. Okay, so we're going to go 3 or 4. That's a maybe trade. All right, so we maybe took that trade. Okay, but if we were aware that it could be a trading range and we could be trapped, we probably didn't. Okay, but let's say we did take it. Okay, so let's say we didn't take this one, but we did take This one, we never got in because it never traded below its low. And I like to, this signal bar here, I like to get in below a good signal bar. So we never, especially if it's bearish, I want to get in below a bearish bar. Okay, so you trading below here is fine, but this is not a good bear signal. It's probably going to be retested as you see it was. Okay, so I'm interested if I'm shorting to get in below here. And here's the thing, if the bears can't put in a follow through after this disappointment bar, we're going down. Okay, so let's look for the next setup. We're going to do one more. This will be the end of it. Look for the next setup on here with me. So we're moving up. We're moving up. We took 2 trades and they both failed. This is another thing too I'll mention here real quick. You took a stop entry above here and it failed on the next candle, and then you tried to take a stop entry below here and it never triggered. That's telling you something. It's telling you trading range. Okay. It's telling you there's no conviction. It's also telling you that the strong setups that should lead to trends are not working. Okay, so you're not in a strong trend. You're probably in a trading range, but that could change in any minute. So what do you get here, though? You get a series of dojis. This is a mess. Always looking like it's going to reverse right above the moving average. This purple in here means that it's contracting. Volatility is contracting, okay? And this yellow means it's expanding, okay? So, but you got nothing but doji, so you have nothing to do here, okay? This doesn't pass any of the tests. What it does is tell you that you have trading range price action in what you assumed was a trading range, because that's what this was. That's what we assumed, right? So where do you get your first big change in character here? Well, it happens, it looks like it happens on this bar here. Now this bar at one point was solid red, okay? Solid red or solid green at the top. It was solid green at the top. It might have had this wick, I'm not sure, but it was definitely solid green. But then what happened afterwards? Inside bar, disappointment inside bar. I'll just put this, okay? Inside bar. So you can't take that, okay? So let's score this, but we won't use it as a, we're gonna try to find a good trade. Let's score this here. Are we using 2 bars? Oh, snap. We using 2 bars? Yes. The moving average context, well, it's right above the moving average. But look at the closes. They're no good. That close, that's a doji inside bar. That's no good. And the overlap, it's all overlap. So this is a no trade. This situation here, it's a no trade situation. You have nothing going in your favor. Okay? No trade. Okay, let's move on up. Here you get something. Here you get something on this candle right here. After the no trade. You get a breakout of the inside bar. It goes up. Okay, that usually means we're going to go up. You get a breakout of the inside bar. Okay, and then you get this bar here. So I like this 2 bar to restart my analysis. Okay, what's the context? It's in a channel. Say it's in a tight channel. The first reversal down out of a tight channel will probably fail and you'll get trend resumption up. That's what we got. Okay, but I'm knowing all that hindsight, but I'm just showing like the characteristics of these patterns, what they usually do. But this here, look at the overlap. I don't like the overlap. So I can't take that trade either. So now you're thinking, well, hell, Jay, when the hell are you getting a trade? You've been in the market for 2 hours and you've maybe taken 1 bad short and you haven't taken any longs. It be like that sometimes, y'all. It be like that. But we're going to keep going. So let's do this one here. Now this is okay. You have the context of the moving average. It's sloping up. Okay. Bars above it. This close is not too fantastic, okay, but it closed in the top 50% of its candle. So bulls definitely on this candle. Just a little bit of selling at the top by the bears. The bears came back, or the bulls came back and took them out on this candle here. Okay, when this candle closed up top right here, all the bears here were obviously in a loss. So I don't mind this. I don't mind this little bit of overlap right here. That's the overlap, tiny compared to the body. I like that the 50% of the thing is up there. I like that it's above the moving averages, okay? And I like that I'm using 2 bars. So I take that long, right? So all of these things here, they worked out. So the context was we had a tight channel, tight bull channel. Okay, we did use 2 bars. The closes were good enough, I would say, and there was little to no overlap. Okay, it was a little overlap. So I would say this is as close as you're going to get to a 4x4 trade. Okay, maybe it's a 3.5x4 trade. Okay, but you see the differences here in the three trades. Okay, you have, I'll just put all four of them on here. You couldn't take these. You couldn't take this. You couldn't take this. But you could take this. Hope that's not too confusing. All right, guys. I do have one for so I have a strategy for getting in when, like I said, it's been 10 o'clock and I've seen all this bullish price action and I can't, but that's going to be in the next video. So like and subscribe. I'll give it to you. Peace.